Shalom. Call halal Yahweh by Shema Shai by Shem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, double honors to the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners. And to the Aquas that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you with another lesson in truth. And this is going to be a quick one. I just watched the video on the Spirit said, to do it now. So I, jumped on my bike, ran down to my favorite spot in front of my favorite tree to edify, the sheep. The Lord said, he asked Peter 3 times, if you love me, feed my flock. And I'm noticing too, my tree is getting thinner and thinner. You couldn't see through it to the other side, to where the street is. Now you can actually see through it. So just like everything else, that's withering in America, that's just what it is. But this is Habakkuk 2:1, and it reads, and I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So we're looking at train shut down, truck shut down. It's right, wars, crazy weather patterns. You got about 10 different countries that are actually in conflict with one another, opposing forces. It's just nuts, man. And and we've been given this message for, it seems like, for a lifetime, but it's happening now. These things are literally happening. America literally is days away from possible chaos breaking out from state to state, city to city, from coast to coast. All right, and you're still not sure if it's going to be California or Chicago first, but California is looking like it may happen there because of this trucking situation and the whole lack of water that's going on out there. But let me play this quick video. Let me find this video and play it. Literally just a few moments of it, and bring out a few scriptures and we'll be done with it.
No peace and no quarter will be given. That's the warning coming to the Western world and NATO from Russia, saying that this war will end only when Ukraine is destabilized and becomes a reabsorbed part of Russia. The deputy chairman of the Russian Security Council, Dmitry Medvedev, has harshly criticized the security pacts that are being given by the United States of America and NATO, which was presented as a warning that we are seeing right now a prelude to World War III. Medvedev said that the presented project is basically equal to an extension of NATO's military protection. He warned that if the bloc's members do not stop sending weapons to the Russian opposition, the conflict will grow to a whole nother level. It will become less predictable, and it will start involving more and more countries. I think that we are already to that point, and whether they are personally invested or involved or not, we have multiple...
Let me go back to the scriptures that made me think about Joel, the 3rd chapter, because the Lord is gathering the nations, and it's definitely going to bring the nations down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. All right. This is Joel 3 and verse 1, and it says, for behold, in those days and in that time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, meaning he's going to, bring us out of captivity. And I will gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people, for my heritage Israel, who they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. So our people, we have been scattered among all people, and our lands are parted between Ishmael and Edom. You got Palestinians in in the valley. I mean, you got Palestinians in the fervent crest, and you have ancient Mesopotamia, the land of Canaan, and you have Edomites, the posers, 1948ers, saying that they're the Ishes. All right. And it reads, and they have cast lots for my people, and given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that he might drink. All right. And we were sold into slavery, and these are the people that are mainly responsible for it, because when you go to Psalms 83 and you read the list of nations that are who are the physical enemies of Yahweh Bashem Navashai and the people of the Lord, both Ishmael and Edom and Amalek are mentioned. Edom is mentioned twice, and it said that Amalek will be the first of the nations, meaning the chief of the nations. When Esau got his blessing, Amalek was at the head of that, and the rest of Edom is angry with him because he didn't share it with them. He didn't share it with them. He created a new Sem. He created a Sem group of humanity. That's no, because Sem is not in the Bible. Shem is in the Bible, but we still haven't figured out who Sem is, because you can't find it in the Bible. But they separated themselves from the rest of Edom and got benefits above the rest of Edom. So the rest of Edom is angry with them. All right. But matter of fact, let me just read on down to verse 6, and it says, and I'm gonna start at verse 3 again. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. All right. So musket, guns, and wine and rum was one of the main things that they were trading the slaves for. All right, with those Hamites. All right, and it says, and yeah, what do you have to do with me, O Tyre, African nations? All right, and Zidon, more African nations, and all the coasts of Palestine. All right, and Ishmael is in Palestine now. And Ishmael played a big role in the slave trade as well. As a matter of fact, Esau learned those tricks from them. Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? Because you have taken my gold, my silver, and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly, pleasant things. The children of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold to the Grecians, and the so-called white people. The Israelites got sold to the Grecians, to the so-called white people, that ye might remove them far from their border. All right. And it says, behold, I will raise them out of the place whether you have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. So the prophets have been raised up, speaking out against Esau, Edom, exposing them, and they're angry. All right, they're very angry. Let me see if I can adjust that, because the sun popped out from behind that cloud. All right, we got a hell of a glare now. All right. And they're over in Syria, and all that's the Valley of Jehoshaphat. So the prophecies they're not tarrying, they're happening.
Multiple countries at conflict right now. We have Taiwan and China. We have Greece and Turkey. We have Armenia and Azerbaijan. We have Russia and Ukraine. We have all of these different countries around our world, and we also had some border skirmishes on other Asian nations. Then he says the people in Western countries, now listen to this warning. This is Medvedev, Russian Security Council. Then the people in Western countries will not be able to sit in their clean houses, in their clean apartments, laughing at how they weaken Russia using proxies. Everything, he says, around them will go up in flames. Their citizens will get their fair share of woes. The earth will literally burn, and the concrete will melt around them.
Damn.
Let me read to you that one more time. This is Medvedev, the deputy chairman of the Russian Security Council. Then the people in Western countries will not be able to sit in their clean houses and apartments, laughing at how they weaken Russia using proxies. Everything around them will go up in flames. Their citizens will get their fair share of woes. The earth will literally burn, and the concrete will melt around them.
Now, what does
Now,
that
if
bring
that
to
is-
mind? All right, we're gonna finish out with we're gonna go to 2 Peter 3. And I think we start at verse 10. And it reads, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, and in which the heavens shall pass away with great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also and the works therein shall be burned up." And so everyone's, everyone's chilling in the park, families walking, little kids in the playground, and I'm over here prophesying, telling the truth. Nobody's paying any attention to me. All right? You have a couple people walk by to try to ear hustle, but then they figure, okay, this guy must be a TikToker or something, whatever. All right? But they're not paying people, but collectively people are not paying attention to what's happening, man. All right? "Seeing that all these things must be dissolved, what manner of person ought ye to be? All holy conversation and goodliness." So this is what everybody should be talking about. This should be on the mouths of everyone. All right? And it says, "Looking forward and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Lord." I pray for it every day. I pray every day, is this the Lord? Is this the day, Lord? Please let this be the day. Bring the chaos. Break Babylon down. All right? It says, "Looking forward and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Lord, wherein the heavens, being on fire, shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat." And there's only one thing that can melt concrete and melt all the elements and make everything go on fire. And that there would be nuclear fire, from those ICBM missiles. All right? So with that, I'm going to give all praises, all honor and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash, Wa Abba Babal, Kwam Yasural, and Shalom.